Of the Texarkana, Arkansas Board of Directors to order. At this time, we'll have our roll call.
Director Roberts.
Here.
Director Harris.
Here.
Director Hollibush.
Here.
Assistant Mayor Brewer.
Here.
Director Jewell.
Here.
Director Smith is absent. Mayor Brown.
Here. Before we stand, just a couple of housekeeping items. If you would, silence your cell phones during the course of the meeting. The second thing is, if you wish to address the board tonight, we have citizens communication cards on the ledge. If you would grab one of those and fill it out and get that to our city clerk, she can get it to me so we can have a record of you speaking tonight. Having said that, we'll stand for our invocation and our pledge. Is Director Roberts going to do the invocation? The invocation will be directed by Director Roberts.
Let us pray. Our Heavenly Father, we come to you tonight and ask for your wisdom and welcome your presence among us. Guide us in our discussions and decisions and help us to come to the right resolution for all citizens, and that you will always be glorified. In Christ's name we pray. Amen. Amen.
May be seated. At this time, we'll move right on into our citizens communication time. I have a card. At this time, I'll recognize Tony Miller.
Thank you, Mr. Mayor. Thank you, board members. My name's Tony Miller, and I own East Street Pawn and Jewelry in College Hill. I want to talk to you about an issue that's not about a personal disagreement. It's about fairness, transparency, the responsibility that comes with public office. I want to be clear that I'm not asking that the Ward 2 director be held to a higher standard than the citizens of Ward 2. I'm simply asking the Ward 2 director be held to the same standard of fairness, transparency, accountability that is expected of every citizen. An elected director should be working with all lawful businesses to help make Ward 2 a stronger, more welcoming business environment, not engaging in conduct that makes businesses feel unwanted, singled out of public criticism. When the Ward 2 director publicly discusses city matters on his personal Facebook page, including through posts, videos, while repeatedly criticizing me and attacking the efforts that we have made in our ward to make positive change, and at the same time blocks me and other constituents from viewing or responding, it creates unequal access and information and participation. I have been informed by others that there are numerous videos and posts in which I am criticized, cannot see or respond because I'm blocked on Facebook. Some citizens are allowed to view, engage with, and respond to this content, while others are intentionally excluded. The United States Supreme Court has made clear that when elected officials use personal social media to communicate about official matters, constitutional protections apply. Circumstances, the government may not engage in viewpoint-based censorship or selectively exclude members of the public from participation in what functions as an official forum. I'm not asserting a legal conclusion here. I am raising the serious appearance of constitutional and public trust concerns that arise when a city official conducts business on a personal platform while the access and participation is restricted. Under Arkansas ethics principles, public office is a public trust. Elected officials are expected to conduct themselves in a manner that promotes fairness, transparency, and the confidence in government, and to avoid conduct that creates the appearance of improper or selective treatment, even when no crime or financial benefit is involved. Before addressing the conduct at issue, it's important to establish context. East Street Pawn and Jewelry is a licensed, lawful, tax-paying business operated under one of the most heavily regulated retail frameworks in Arkansas. We work diligently with the local law enforcement to ensure our business is in full compliance with all applicable laws, reporting requirements, and oversight obligations. This conduct carries broader consequences. Continued public criticism of lawful businesses by elected officials, especially when conducted through personal platforms that restrict participation, can reasonably create a chilling effect that discourages other businesses and other business owners from investing in, opening, or expanding businesses in our community. The broader impact on economic development, business confidence, and the city's reputation is directly tied to the public trust and is a matter this board should carefully consider. For the record, I'm going to submit exhibits and documents of these concerns, my business's community contributions, and the Cherry Street communication most recently. My goal in presenting this information tonight is straightforward. I'm asking this board to amend the bylaws to clearly address the conduct of sitting board members. Those entrusted with leadership must set an example by following established rules, regulations, and all applicable laws of the state of Arkansas, the city of Texarkana, and the United States. Specifically, this includes ending the use of private social media, such as Facebook, for official board members, and ensuring the constituents are not blocked from providing feedback, engaging in lawful protected speech. Open access, transparency, and the ability for the public to provide input, they're not optional. They're a fundamental right to respond to governance. This is about accountability, consistency, and restoring confidence that this board operates openly, fairly, and within the law. I've got some printouts for all you guys, if I can give them to you.
Yes.
This just backs up what I'm talking about. The Supreme
Thanks, sir.
Court ruled in 2024 that even though an account is labeled private, if it's used in a form that's public, like streaming the board meetings, that it is not legal to suppress comments. And that's what I wanted to point out, just to get the board to amend the bylaws, where the board members are held to a higher standard when it comes to the laws that are on the books. We've been in College Hill.
Almost near your end, I mean, your 5 minutes is up.
Can I have a couple more minutes?
It'll be up to the board. Any objection?
Without objection.
Yes.
We opened in September of 2023. Last year, we raised over $50,000 to help nonprofit organization charities and raffles. We have consistently asked the director to work with us for the betterment of our ward. It isn't about me, or it isn't about him, it's about what's better for College Hill. I'm gonna ask him face to face, work with us, not against us. Our last videos had 50,000 views after the video that you posted saying that I was using Mr. Williams as a tool. Mr. Williams helped us clean up that property. He thanked us for cleaning up that property. We can get a lot done if we work together. I have no interest in running for your position. You beat me in the last election, and that's fine. I want to make College Hill a better place. I don't know why you singled out my business, but to be honest with it, I want to move forward for all of College Hill. But I also want the directors to follow the law. Thank you for your time.
Mayor,
Director Harris.
my first concern is the election was about 3 years ago. And why is we hopping over election that 3 years ago? I know what you just said, and I'm gonna say this. Yes, I blocked you from my Facebook page, and I don't want you on there, calling me names and all that kind of stuff. So that's why you were blocked, and that's why lots of other people was blocked. And I have that right to block someone get on there and want to call me out my name, and then we gonna get into a fight as to name calling, and you ain't addressing the issue. And I'm just gonna leave it at that. Now, if you got any issue with that, they can take it up in court, and that'll be the end of it.
Well, I don't want to argue legalities, but the Supreme Court says
Well,
that if you stream this video, you're using it as a public forum. It is illegal for you to block anybody. You can't even turn off the comment. You have to take it in stride. Now, if they're threatening or harassing you, that's different.
they is.
But I have never called you names. I have never harassed you. And the only reason that I can think of that you attacked me or my pawn shop, claiming that crime is higher because we have a new pawn shop in Ward 2, is because you have a chip on your shoulder about me running against you. It was never personal for me. But anyway,
Thank you,
Mr.
Tom.
Mayor, thank you.
I'm gonna say that it wasn't about why do Ward 2 got 4 pawn shops? And I did ask that question. And the pawn shop do not enhance nobody's neighborhood. And I said that. And I'm gonna continue to say that.
The net, Liedel?
Lee Dale Robinson, 2100 East 11. First, I talked to the Attorney General office, and they said I need to come back to the city council and voice my complaint about Tri-State. And if I can't get nothing done here, take it to the governor. And if the governor can't get nothing done, then I contact the Attorney General office. That's my main concern. Now, I'm asking y'all, is there something y'all can do to help us out in addition concerning Tri-State? Is there anything the city council can do? Y'all keep saying there ain't no rules y'all can change, ain't no ordinance y'all can change. The ordinance are being abided by. So is there anything the city council can do to help us out in that neighborhood? I'm asking each one of y'all.
Liedel, it's always been my understanding that every time that you guys talk about that, it's addressed through our city manager, through the Public Works Department, through the police department, with noise ordinance, with noise testing, the pollution control. I'm aware there was 2 EPA studies done, and at some point in time, that has satisfied y'all to some degree. Some degrees it's not. You don't want us using our people. You want using you guys to I think one of the last comments I had was you guys want us to pay for your people to do the study and all
Y'all
that.
put it
So we
over
just
there.
keep spinning our wheels about somebody's not getting something done. And the things that I look into when you bring that to our attention is we're trying to do that. We're trying to make sure they're in compliance with the current ordinance that's on the book at the present time. And that's all I can tell you. I don't know about these other guys, but that's what I look into to make sure that we're trying to keep them in compliance with what their current ordinance is.
So you basically saying y'all satisfied with what y'all done did?
I'm satisfied. I'm not speaking for these dudes. I'm speaking for myself, that I look into that and I see what the tests and things that we are doing and what the city manager talks to me about, and I don't know of anything else that we can do that they're not out of compliance.
Okay.
All right.
Yes.
I would say that you'd have to come up with specific violations that they are violating.
And I'm glad you said that, because what they are violating is the stuff they agreed through y'all. Y'all gave them the right to go over there. Y'all set the ordinance up. Y'all made the noise ordinance. Y'all gave them that right, not us. We didn't give it to them. So they breaking the ordinance that y'all gave them, but y'all are refusing to go back inside the ordinance that y'all gave them and prove that they breaking it. Y'all want us to go and try to prove they breaking the law when they breaking the law, but ain't none of y'all trying to help us prove it. Y'all the one let them over there.
Let me ask you a question. Are you speaking in specific of like the time of the operation? Is that
The
part?
whole setup, from 6 a.m. in the morning to midnight, they crushing cars. They come up here and tell y'all about it, ain't really no noise. Anything else they come up, I've been sitting here just listening to different people talk. People come up here with complaints and y'all will say right quick, oh, we gonna go out and check it out. We'll come out and see. How many of y'all been out there at 10 o'clock at night to hear the noise in my neighborhood? Anybody?
I have not.
I haven't.
Have you been out there, Steve?
I have been out there.
There don't be no noise, do it?
There's some noise.
Okay. Have you been out there, Mr. Harris?
I was passing by there at night.
Have you been out there?
Indirectly.
Okay, but I hear y'all always, when somebody complains, everybody we'll go check it out. We'll see what we can do. We got elderly people over there that retired in our quiet neighborhood, but it can't be quiet because from 6 a.m. in the morning to midnight, they are crushing cars. I
Okay.
tried to bring a video, but y'all said it wouldn't show.
All right, give me a time. Okay, but when did
6
they?
o'clock in the morning, they start.
6 o'clock?
Yes.
Is that a violation?
No,
Okay, so they're okay.
the time is not a violation. The noise ordinance is a violation.
All right, the noise may be loud to
Yeah.
you and to me, but it may be well within legal limits.
No way possible.
Well, you have to prove that.
That's why I'm asking y'all. Y'all prove it. Y'all let them over there. Y'all come prove it.
We have, I think PD has gone out there with their.
Yes, they have.
And there was.
And the city manager been out there plenty of time. But like I tell Tyler, when they see me or see anybody else, it gonna get quiet. I tell you that over and over. We had officers out there, I mean, I could just go stand out in the front with my phone and they know it's gonna cut down, every time.
Hey, let me ask this question right here, right quick. Have we paid some outside source to look into this as far as the noise, or has it just been all internal?
No, this has all been internal.
All
And
internal.
last time Liddell and I spoke out there, I did tell him that I would get some quotes for someone external to come in and do that. We have not yet done that, but we will jump on that and get some quotes together.
Liddell, from your porch, I know right where your house is, and I'm not real familiar with the property at Tri-State. How far is the crushing machine from your front porch?
You put it in a block, you probably say like a block and a half. It's directly across the street. I mean, you got the fence, then you got the little train track, then you got the crushing machine.
Okay.
And I get less than what my neighbors get. They get it real bad on their end. And it ain't no if and a bus about it. You just come out there.
The closer you get to 9th Street,
No, the closer you get to 12th Street.
12th Street, okay.
Yeah. If you just come out there and don't let them know you're coming, you can catch it all. But as long as they know that you're coming, it won't be that much noise out there. It won't be that much noise. And I'm just saying, if somebody really care about what's going on over there, somebody come out and see. Y'all always agree to go look at everything else. Come out there sometimes. Just ride through. Don't let nobody know you're coming. Don't tell the manager you're coming. Don't call Tri-State, tell them you're coming. Just ride through. And you can knock on my door. If you come through, I love to cook. I love to make you some food while you're coming through.
Well,
Just-
so are you saying that they pretty much adhere to the time constraints, right? That they operate within the
Yeah, but
time?
I'm glad you brought the time up. Would you, where you stay at, would you like for someone to start making, whatever noise they're making at 6 in the morning and they go to midnight, and sometime past midnight, if they could just work with us on the hour they're doing it, they won't give us no relief. 6 to midnight. That's just 6 days a week. So just come by. 2100 East 11, that's where I stay. Knock on my door anytime of the day or the night you want to. Let's me and you stand out there.
No, but again, I'm asking, they pretty much adhere to the time constraints. That would be something easily that I could verify, that if I drive by at 1 o'clock at night and they're operating, but they're not gonna be doing it. Is
No,
that
they're
what
not
you're
gonna be
saying?
doing it.
Okay.
And that's a good thing too. I don't know how they got to the 12 o'clock thing. Who would give somebody permission to crush cars at midnight? To midnight in somebody else's neighborhood?
Well, I understand, but that's where we are.
Yeah, but it's on there. They say they got permission. I don't know.
I will make it a point to, I live pretty close to there. I hear their operations. I will make a point to get with you
Okay.
within the near future.
Okay, that'll
Okay.
work. You can knock on my door anytime you want to.
Does anybody have anything else? Director Harris?
I do, I think it was a while back, I think I came before the planning committee, and I tried to change the time from 6 in the morning to 6:30 in the evening. They told me it could not be done because since a board member is asking, well, I didn't really come as a board member. Since I came up there trying to change the PUD, they saying it had to be Tri-State. Now, do you think Tri-State gonna change the PUD?
No way.
And that was done, I believe, in 2004. So that's what the issue is. Is there some way how you can get Tri-State to change the time from 6 in the morning to 6:30 in the evening? I think that's good enough. That's fair with the community, and I think that would be fair to them. And like I said, I don't think, and if I can hear it way from my house in the morning, and I know I can hear it in the evening, so I know what he going to do. So what's wrong with us trying to find some way to change the time of operation from 6 in the morning to 6:30 in the evening? Tri-State said they don't want to do it, and they say based on the bylaw, you got people trying to get bylaws, trying to change as to why, add something on what I can say and what I can't say on my First Amendment rights. So won't we change the operating that's within the parameters of the city? Huh?
They got their contract,
They got it from who?
they PUD from the city.
Yeah,
The
they got
city. The city gave them the
2004.
contract.
Yeah.
So once you give out the contract, y'all can't change nothing.
They have, it's their contract.
But you saying it can't be changed? That's what I want you to say right now. It can't be
Unless they
changed.
agree,
Huh?
not unless they agree.
Not unless they agree?
It's
Okay.
their contract.
All right. So no contract y'all put out can be changed.
Does anybody have any other questions for
I got one more
Lita?
thing I
I
want
had
to say
one
before I
more
go to
question.
Ellen.
Do y'all care if he yields?
Yes, go ahead.
Yeah, because it's
Go
about,
ahead, Lita. Go ahead.
it's about Mr. Harris. That's what I want to say.
Yeah,
If we had a ward member like you was over in your ward, half our problem wouldn't be going on. And I'm not putting no finger at nobody, but I read all your ads that you put up. Everything they do over in your ward, you post it. You go out there and do live videos of it. And I say you're doing a great job in your ward. That's all I got to say.
Charles, I'm sorry, I can't read your last name. Yes, sir.
I'm coming, I'm just a little bit slow.
All right.
Charles Lokey. Been a long time since I've been up here. I just wanted to address the council. I saw where y'all were going to name the street for Sergeant Randleman. And I wanted to thank the council and the city for doing that. Some people may know, and some people may not know, Sergeant Randleman was with 504th Parachute Infantry Regiment, 101st Airborne Division, jumped into Normandy the night of June 5th, 1944. I have a tie-in to Sergeant Randleman. It's kind of strange in a way, but the same night he jumped in, my great uncle jumped in with the 502nd of the 101st. Uncle James didn't make it out. He's buried in Normandy. He made it to the 12th of June, and when they assaulted Carrington, that's when he was killed. And ironically, 35 years ago right now, I found myself on a beach far, far away with no ocean in the desert, and I was attached to the 502nd of the 101st. And I just wanted to thank the city for acknowledging that man, because I think it pays honor to him and all the people that jumped in that night. And that's really all I have to say, except this day and age, this country, everywhere is so divided over the craziest of things. And if we just had more men like that, maybe people would be doing a lot better and communities would be doing a lot better. And you'd be seeing improvements instead of stagnation. You'd see improvements instead of hostilities. And I pray to the dear Lord that we get back to that. That's all I have to say.
Thank you. Does anybody else wish to address the board? Anyone else? If not, we'll move on into our consent agenda. Tonight, we have several items on our consent agenda. We have 1 through 6. Our item number 1 is approval of the minutes of the rescheduled regular meeting, January 5th. I will say there were some changes to the agenda for the board members. It was done late this afternoon. There was a couple of items that were removed from our original agenda. Item number 2 was to adopt a resolution authorizing the airport director to enter agreement with McClellan Engineering for engineering services for the MRO site development. Number 3 is adopt a resolution authorizing and directing city manager into an engineering contract with A.L. Frankson Engineering for the design of an emergency generator for City Hall. Adopt a resolution authorizing and directing city manager to purchase a 25 Ford F-250 SD from Government Buy Board, McClarty Ford. Adopt a resolution authorizing and directing city manager into a purchase agreement with Artex Truck Center for a dump truck. And item number 6 is to adopt a resolution authorizing and directing city manager into a purchase agreement with River Valley Tractor, Texarkana for a Kubota mini excavator. What would be the desire of the board?
Mayor,
Yes.
before you vote, I'd like to take number 3 off.
I'd like to pull 2.
And other than that,
Anybody else have any other objections?
No.
If not, then the consent agenda will consist of items 1, 4, 5, and 6. What would be the desire of the
move
board?
for adoption.
Second. Have a motion and a second. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
The motion carries. Director Harris, I believe you spoke
Yeah, I'm
first.
just
Remove
trying-
item number 2.
I'm just trying to figure out what does the engineering need the engineer for as a,
This is item number 2, Paul.
no.
let's
Oh,
move-
I thought you said three.
Oh.
That's me.
Oh, did you remove 2 or 3? I'm
I
sorry.
say
All right, 3. You
three.
spoke first.
He's
Yeah.
Director Harris spoke
No,
first.
he-
so
Go ahead and.
let's discuss number 3.
No, go ahead, since 2 become 4, 3, go ahead.
Come on up, Paul.
Come on down.
Good evening, members. So this is, the McClellan Engineering will be doing the design work for the civil work for the MRO site that would go next to runway 1331. This is being paid predominantly with a grant that was provided for us by TxDOT through the city of Texarkana, Texas, the amount of $22 million. And so this will allow us to run the utilities to the site, do the soil surveying, doing all the Phase 1 work, and then getting it so it will be pad-ready, so we'll be able to build a building upon that site.
And this is no cost to the city.
This does have a match. The match is out of funds that are currently approved through the, I'm trying to think of which year. The
2024.
Okay, the 24 capital.
I got a couple of questions. The total fee for the engineering on this is $25 million, right? 25,158.
It's 2.5 million, yes. They, Yes, sir.
Yes, I'm sorry, that's the total price of the project. Okay. As this is, I guess, a professional endeavor, you don't have to actually get bids, right? You just seek qualifications or requests for qualifications, or is that what it is?
So the airport has to go out for requests for qualifications every 5 years, according to the FAA's rules. We currently have 2 engineering firms that are on call. One is McClelland Engineering, and the other one is Garver. Both of them are taking pieces of the overall MRO project and the runway lengthening and strengthening.
Okay, when was the last time Garver was used?
Garver is, the kind of quick update government-wise, the appropriations bill looks like it will be passed this week. In that is an $11 million grant that will be used for the runway, the taxiway widening, and that is one project that Garver's working on. Garver is also doing our air rescue firefighting truck update. They're doing a vehicle service road. They are the ones that are over the design for the self-service fuel tank as well, and they will be handling the demolition of the juvenile hall building that we've just obtained from the
Any
county.
idea about what their fee might be in that? Those totals?
It varies per project. I can get you a accumulation of those
I mean,
totals.
this McClellan, is that?
Yes, McClellan Engineering.
They're also the ones that did the engineering work for the terminal, is that right?
That is correct, sir.
What was the fee on that?
They often charge approximately 5%. So fees for the engineering firms, what they will do is they do what is called an independent fee assessment. We send that off to a third party to get numbers from them. That gets sent back with their numbers to the FAA. It has to be within 10%. And so all of the different firms are usually within that kind of 10% variance of each other.
So McClellan, well, whatever. Their fee for this is 2-point-something million, right?
That's correct, sir.
So their fee for terminal was a substantial amount, more than $1 million.
Yes, sir.
So Carver is up next to get the next project.
That's
Is that
correct. Yes, they will be doing the taxiway widening project.
Are they in line to get multi-million-dollar awards too? I mean,
Yes, sir.
Billions of dollars. Okay. I did some look at McClellan's figures, and they have in their calculations, mileage to and from, I guess, Little Rock. They got several offices.
That's correct.
Locations. But I guess the one that services this area will be Little Rock. They have $42,000 miles.
They will be coming through, down the project throughout the entire year.
Yes.
So
That's 150 trips to Texarkana for a 10-month project. That's 3 trips like a week or that. And did y'all scrutinize their bid or anything, you or the board, when this was looked at? Is this, in your opinion, is this in line? I mean, could this $2.2 million bill, could that have been shaved by something, or was it asked to? I mean, I know you can't bid this or whatever, but can you ask for a better deal or anything?
I can certainly come back to them and speak to them about the mileage numbers, if that's of a concern. All of these things are put forth before our planning committee, which is made up about half the board, and then it is taken to the full board for approval.
Well, I mean, the 42,000 miles, to me, is an issue, and I saw one of their calculations on where they calculated in their mileage at 2 trips to Texarkana, I guess, or two trips, 2 trips, 280 miles, $1,974. That's a lot more than what they had been calculating on their other trips. That has to be a miscalculation. So I would ask that you take a look at that. And I know that's that's probably a $1,600 mistake, but which is a minute amount for this $2.2 million. But that begs the question: if they made a miscalculation there, if they didn't make some other miscalculations somewhere else, so.
If
I
you
would
can
ask-
send me any specific figures, I will go ahead and I'll send that over to them
Yeah,
for
okay.
comment.
And I'm glad to hear that these projects are shared with other folks and not just this one company. So
Yes, sir.
that's, I believe that's all I have. Thank you, Mayor.
Does anybody have any other questions for item number 2? If not, I'd instruct the city attorney to read the resolution.
Whereas the Texarkana Regional Airport is asking for authorization for the Texarkana Airport Executive Director to enter into an agreement with McClellan Consulting Engineers Incorporated for engineering service for MRO site development, and whereas the total amount of the project is not to exceed $2,512,842.87, and whereas 95% will be paid from a $23,157,894.74 grant from the state of Texas by TxDOT, and a 5% match will be split between the cities of Texarkana, Arkansas at $56,300.24, and Texarkana, Texas, $69,341.90. Now therefore be it resolved by the Board of Directors of the City of Texarkana, Arkansas, that the Texarkana Regional Airport Executive Director is authorized to enter into an engineering services agreement with McClellan Consulting Engineers Incorporated for the purposes and in the amount set forth above. Pass and approve this 20th day of January 2026.
The city attorney's read the resolution, the desire of the board.
Motion to adopt.
Second.
We have a motion and a second to adopt. Any other discussion? Could you call the roll?
Director Roberts,
Yes.
Director Harris,
Yes.
Director Hollibush,
Yes.
Assistant Mayor Brewer,
Yes.
Director Jewell,
Yes.
Mayor Brown.
Yes, resolution passes. Director Harris.
I guess mine's a little bit, but mine's real simple. I noticed that we paying $20,000 for engineering fee. But my concern, since it's dealing with a generator, why didn't we just get a license? Did we just get an electrician But first I did ask, what is he doing before I ask? What plan is he giving, with the, it's about a generator for this building here, so when the lights and stuff goes out, it's for to keep the lights on. So that's what he's, Frank is putting forward, is a, design a generator, I guess, to go in the building, near the building, so when the lights out. But what else is he doing?
He's doing the site plan for the generator. So it's not a simple plug a generator in and go. You're talking about a good bit of underground utilities have to be installed. This generator is probably, what, Raj, 10 foot long by probably 10 foot by 10 foot footprint, and it's going to have to be set way over here, and all the electrical is going to have to be run inside. There's going to be a bunch of different tie-ins inside. So yeah, there's quite a bit of engineering for the site plan to go on there.
And my question, really, I just want, why can't we and get an electrician, a master electrician, so he could have did the same thing, so that's what I'm trying.
I agree. A lot of times, many master electricians can do that, but we have to involve engineers in the process.
That's all.
Any other discussion? If not, I'd instruct the city attorney to read the resolution.
Whereas the Public Works Department is asking for authorization for the city manager to enter into an agreement with A.L. Franks Engineering for engineering services for the design of an emergency generator system for City Hall. And whereas there is critical need for reliable energy power solutions at City Hall, and this project will consist of system design, site assessment, load analysis, compliance review, and project management for the emergency generator installation. And whereas the city submitted a request for qualifications in January 2025 for engineers, architects, and surveyors, and A.L. Franks Engineering was selected as a qualified engineer for city projects based on their qualifications and extensive work history with the city. And whereas A.L. Franks Engineering submitted their design fee proposal for this project in the amount of $20,500, and whereas the city received notice of a grant award from the Arkansas Division of Emergency Management for this project in the amount of $161,062.50, with the local project cost being estimated at $214,750, with the city's matching contribution of $53,687.50 being allocated from the capital outlay line item with the building maintenance budget. Now therefore be it resolved by the Board of Directors of the City of Texarkana, Arkansas, that the city manager is authorized to enter into an engineering services agreement with A.L. Franks Engineering for the purposes and in the amount set forth above, and the fiscal year 2026 budget is amended to include the associated grant revenue and expense. Pass and approve this 20th day of January 2026.
City attorney's read the resolution, would be the desire of the board.
Motion to adopt.
Option.
All right, we have a motion and a second. Any other discussion? Would you call the roll?
Director Roberts?
Yes.
Director Harris?
Yes.
Director Hollobush?
Yes.
Assistant Mayor Brewer?
Yes.
Director Jewell?
Yes.
Mayor Brown?
Yes, resolution passes. Moving right on into our regular agenda, item number 7 is to adopt a resolution accepting the year-end 2024 audit report. Sheena?
Tonight, we have David Coleman with Farvis Mazars, who's going to present the 2024 audit. I'll turn it over to David.
All right. Good evening, everyone. Thank you all for having me here. It's a pleasure to be here with you to talk about the issued December 31st, 2024 audit. So it was issued right like at the end of the year. So we were up working in almost the new year. So I think we issued it December 30th. So I have a few slides here, if I can get this to work. All right, so as far as our agenda, so we're going to talk about objectives of the audit, my required communication to you all, some highlights, and state compliance, and then give you an opportunity to ask a few questions. So first of all, the objectives.
Hang on, I'll fix it.
I can't get this thing to work. So anytime a municipality or a government who has federal funds gets an audit, there's multiple objectives of the audit. First is auditing your financial statements. So that's one opinion. Next is your compliance with certain state laws and regulations, which is government auditing standards. The next is internal control over your financial reporting and compliance, and then on your compliance with federal awards. So we look at your federal grants and make sure you spent those appropriately. And then finally, we issue an examination opinion on your compliance with certain state laws as required by the state of Arkansas. So this slide I always like to put up here, it talks about our responsibility versus management's responsibility. So just to remind you, the financial statements are the responsibility of management. We ask them to sign off on them to ensure that they are properly presented. Our job is to express an opinion on those financial statements through our audit that they are materially correct. So as far as our required communication, there's certain aspects that we are required to communicate to the board of directors, those charged with governance. First, our auditor's responsibility, which we've just discussed. A second is our opinion on the qualitative aspects of your accounting policies. So as part of the audit, we go in and look at your accounting policies. No matters are reportable to you. The next is audit adjustments. So audit adjustments are when we find issues with your audit, we propose audit adjustments. Most of the audit adjustments that were made in the current year audit were prepared by your management. So we start the audit, we get entries, we post them, and then we issue the audit. So
I got a question on that.
Sure.
On those timelines, when you find something that's out of compliance, is there a proposed timeline that you give to correct any deficiencies?
I didn't mention any, they're just a report deficiency.
They're just a
to you.
reporting?
Yeah.
Okay, gotcha.
So there's no deficiencies that I've identified yet
Okay.
to you all that need corrected.
All right.
So I'm just talking about what we're required to communicate with you all. The next one is our judgment about your accounting principles. We think everything the city is doing, they're appropriately applying accounting principles. The next is difficulties encountered in performing the audit. Not really any. Once Sheena got in there, we were able to kind of get going and get what we needed to complete the audit. We had some issues earlier in the year with staff turnover and whatnot, but I think that got rectified where we were able to issue the audit. So next, a few financial highlights. I'm not going to read all this to you, but the ACFR 200 and something pages long. You can see what all it's made of. The intro section, financial section, statistical, and the single audit section. All the funds of the city get rolled up into the ACFR itself. Governmental activities, there's 3 major funds there: the business type component units, other aggregate funds. We do not audit the Texarkana Airport or the Texarkana Urban Transit District. Those financials do go into the audit. We base our opinion on other auditors there. So as far as the overall consolidated net position governmental activities, what I'd like to look at is the bottom line here. You see 52 million compared to 33 million. Well, why did that go up? A lot of it went up. You all are part owners in the airport, so you get what's going out there was paid for with grants, so it ended up increasing your net position. Another interesting item, you'll see the long-term liabilities went from 57 to 49 million from last year to the current year. Your pension liabilities actually went down about $7 million year over year. So we saw a reduction in your pension liabilities year over year. This is just the changes in net position. You'll see 7 million compared to 18 million there, about 3 numbers from the bottom. That's your change in net position year over year. About 13 million of that is the airport investment, the increase in an airport investment. About 6 or 7 million of that is your decrease in pension. So everything makes sense. You ended up with increasing your net position 18.4 million year over year. This is just an overall look at government activities revenue. We don't have to go through this. Everything looks pretty stable throughout the year. You will see your operating grants and contributions that we did discuss went up $10 million. The airport number is in there as well. I'm not going to go through this, but it's there if you want to see it. It's kind of a breakdown of your revenue, your governmental activities revenue, a lot of sales tax, a lot of intergovernmental revenue there. Just kind of a breakdown of your sources of revenue. So the next, expenses. So I thought it was interesting in looking at the police and fire. They went down, and I got to talking to Cynthia about that. And most of that, when you have pension expense, it gets charged to public safety. If your pension plans perform better, it's going to reduce your expenses that are required there. For police and fire. And then your public works, looks like you were busy doing some work there last year as well. This is another slide that shows your breakdown, just a pie chart of your expenses by governmental activity. This is a pretty important slide here. This shows your days outstanding in your general fund, unrestricted. Fund balance. So what we do a calculation to take your unrestricted assigned general fund balance, and we determine on average how many days you have in your unreserved fund balance. So you had 100 days last year, 102 days in 2024. The GFOA, which is our standard setters, recommends about 60 days there. So you're almost double what they recommend as far as you having in your unassigned fund balance or your unassigned general fund balance. Next, single audit. Here's where we didn't find any material weaknesses, significant deficiencies. We still have a couple items on the single audit, the grant audit, that we need to get completed. One of them is related to TWU. You all did receive a grant from them, and the city had to do that. Put it on its CFA. So there's a couple items there, but we haven't seen anything in working on that would arrive at a material weakness or a significant deficiency. Our audit, we also issued an unmodified opinion on your compliance with state compliance, what we're required to do, and your financial statements. So unmodified means good, clean opinion as far as those items go. With that being said, I'm happy to answer any questions you have. I'm not normally here talking to you. Cynthia usually is, but I was in town, so I volunteered to come meet with you all and try to answer any of your questions. So happy to take them.
Anybody have any questions? Any questions of the audit? Hearing none, thank you very much.
Yeah, thank you. Have a good evening.
You too, sir.
If no other questions, I'd instruct the city attorney to read the resolution.
Whereas the firm Forbes Mazars LLP has submitted to the Board of Directors its annual audits for the city of Texarkana, Arkansas, and the Bi-State Justice Center for 2024. Now therefore be it resolved by the Board of Directors of the city of Texarkana, Arkansas, that the 2024 audit reports submitted by Forbes Mazars LLP are hereby approved and accepted. Passed and approved this 20th day of January 2026.
City attorney's read the resolution. Desire of the board.
Motion to adopt.
Second. We have a motion and a second. Any other discussion? Could you call the roll?
Director Roberts?
Yes.
Director Harris?
Yes.
Director Hollebush?
Yes.
Assistant Mayor Brewer?
Yes.
Director Jewell?
Yes.
Mayor Brown?
Yes, and the resolution passes. Item number 8 is adopt an ordinance levying the 2026 tax rate. Tyler.
So this is the tax levy that you normally see in December. You just did it last month for the year 2025. We're doing it in January this year so that the additional millage for our street bond is on there. We're doing it now instead of later in the year like normal, so that there's less risk to investors on the street bond. We levy this additional tax. So the only difference in 25 and 26 is Section 1, letter E, that debt service millage goes from 2.5 to 5 mils. But that is the only difference here. We're doing it now to lessen the risk to investors get better rates on our street bonds.
Anybody have any questions on the tax rate? I remind the board, this is an ordinance to pass. It would need to be read 3 times tonight. We're also asking for an emergency clause. If no other questions, I'll instruct the city attorney to read the ordinance in title form.
An ordinance levying the 2026 tax rates for declaring an emergency and for other purposes.
Ordinance has been read on its first reading. Motion to have it read on its second.
Second reading, abbreviated form, please.
Second.
Have a motion and a second for second reading. Any other discussion? Would you call the roll?
Director Roberts?
Yes.
Director Harris?
Yes.
Director Hollebush?
Yes.
Assistant Mayor Brewer?
Yes.
Director Jewell?
Yes.
Mayor Brown?
Yes.
An ordinance levying the 2026 tax rates for declaring an emergency and for other purposes.
Ordinance has been read on its second reading. Desire to have it read on its third and final reading.
Third reading, abbreviated form.
Second.
So have a motion and a second for third reading. Any other discussion? Would you call the roll?
Director Roberts?
Yes.
Director Harris?
Yes.
Director Hollebush?
Yes.
Assistant Mayor Brewer?
Yes.
Director Jewell?
Yes.
Mayor Brown?
Yes.
An ordinance levying the 2026 tax rates for declaring an emergency and for other purposes.
Ordinance has been read on its third and final reading. A motion to adopt.
Move for adoption.
Second.
So have a motion and a second to adopt. Prior to the board voting to adopt this particular ordinance, is there anyone here wishing to speak for or against? Seeing and hearing none, could you call the roll?
Director Roberts?
Yes.
Director Harris?
Yes.
Director Hollebush?
Yes.
Assistant Mayor Brewer?
Yes.
Director Jewell?
Yes.
Mayor Brown?
Yes. And the city has asked for an emergency clause, the desire to attach.
Motion to attach emergency clause.
Second.
So have a motion and a second to attach emergency clause. Any other discussion? Could you call the roll?
Director Roberts?
Yes.
Director Harris?
Yes.
Director Hollebush?
Yes.
Assistant Mayor Brewer?
Yes.
Director Jewell?
Yes.
Mayor Brown?
Yes, and the emergency clause is attached. Moving right along to item number 9, which is to adopt a resolution to rename East 9th Street from Locust Street west to the city limits in honor of Denver Bull Randleman. Jamie.
So I'm going to turn this over to Tom Ornberg in a minute because he is the expert on Staff Sergeant Randleman. Staff Sergeant Randleman was from Texarkana. His life was depicted in the Band of Brothers TV series, and they have renamed the VFW on East 9th in honor of him. There is a statue currently being erected in Little Rock in his honor. Just for clarification, though, this is an honorary renaming of East 9th Street. We will not be readdressing anybody's address. Nobody's address is going to change, so don't anybody panic on that. It'll be the Randall Bull, or the Denver Bull Randleman Memorial Highway.
Jamie, I have one question. Last time we renamed a section of the state highway, we basically authorized or gave our blessing, and then it was approved by the state.
Same
Does this
thing,
follow?
same
Okay.
thing, yes, same thing.
process.
It has to be approved by the state.
Yeah, before the state will consider it, they've got to have a resolution from the city supporting it.
Okay.
If I just may add one thing, on the initial request, I did have Staff Sergeant, I don't know if you wanted to go ahead and make sure that or clarify that that was put on there as well. Staff Sergeant Denver Bull Randleman. You could probably just do the abbreviated Army version of SSG. You don't have to spell it out.
It does say Staff
Okay.
Sergeant in the ordinance.
And if you have any questions, any at all.
Yes, Director Harris.
I
Yes.
just want to know, when this year's gonna have a celebration when you get through this?
Yeah, I don't know what the protocol is for something like that. I mean, I know
I would think that you would have, I remember when we did Miss Evans,
Mhm.
over there on Charles Street, and you went there, and you can also do it with a proclamation.
Right.
So I don't think that was done with Miss Evans, but we just went in there and somebody spoke, passed this and that, had some other stuff. But that's up
Yeah, we'd like to have at least,
Absolutely do that.
I'll stop making-
Unveil the sign and have a ceremony.
right, absolutely.
Yes, we did do a proclamation. I read it.
I
Yeah,
ain't
you're
talking
correct.
about Hope. I'm talking about the issue.
Yeah, at the street and uncovering it. Yes, I read, I was there. Yeah.
Anything else? Any other questions? If no other questions, I'd instruct the city attorney to read the
Can
resolution.
I make a clarification? We reference him as a staff sergeant in the body of the resolution. Are you asking that the street be named Staff Sergeant Denver Bull Randleman Memorial Highway?
That was the initial intent.
Okay.
Just need to
And
clarify.
also with, just if we want to get in the woods, the bull is in quotation marks as well.
Right.
Yes, we do have that.
We have that.
Okay.
Jamie, would that be submitted by us to the highway department or through them? You'll submit it the way that you're asking for it to be placed on the sign.
I'm sorry?
You would submit that on how you want it on the sign when we vote on
Okay.
this tonight, and you do your highway department stuff, you would submit however you wanted the sign to read.
Okay.
All right? Any other questions? If not, I would instruct the city attorney to read the resolution.
Whereas a request has been submitted by Tom Ornberg on behalf of Veterans of Foreign Wars Post Number 4562, seeking an honorary street designation for a portion of East 9th Street in the city of Texarkana, Arkansas, in memory of Veteran Staff Sergeant Denver Bull Randleman. And whereas the requested honorary designation applies to the portion of East 9th Street beginning at Locust Street and extending east to the city limits. Whereas Denver Bull Randleman was born in Rector, Arkansas, and honorably served the United States during World War II, enlisting in the United States Army on August 19, 1942, and attaining the rank of Staff Sergeant. And whereas Staff Sergeant Randleman was a member of Easy Company, 506 Parachute Infantry Regiment, 101st Airborne Division, famously known as the Band of Brothers, and made his first combat jump on D-Day, June 6, 1944, participating in major engagements, including Operation Market Garden and the Battle of the Bulge. And whereas Staff Sergeant Randleman was wounded in action, survived combat under extraordinary circumstances, participated in the occupation of Germany and Austria, and was awarded the Bronze Star, Purple Heart, and Presidential Unit Citation, and was honorably discharged on September 21st, 1945. And whereas following his military service, Denver Bull Randleman pursued a career in industry, becoming service manager for J.A. Riggs Tractor Company, was a mason, and spent the final years of his life in Texarkana, Arkansas, where he passed away on June 26, 2003, at the age of 82, and is interred at Memorial Garden Cemetery in Texarkana, Arkansas. Whereas the local VFW post number 4562, located at 4700 East 9th Street, has been renamed the Denver Bull Randleman VFW post number 4562 in his honor, and supports the requested honorary designation. Whereas the Planning Commission of the City of Texarkana, Arkansas, at its meeting held on January 13, 2026, voted unanimously to recommend approval of the honorary street designation for the designated segment as reflected in its recommendation to the board. And whereas the City Board of Directors find that granting this honorary street designation is an appropriate and meaningful way to recognize the extraordinary military service, character, and legacy of Veteran Staff Sergeant Denver Bull Randleman. Now therefore be it resolved by the Board of Directors of the City of Texarkana, Arkansas, that Section 1, the portion of East 9th Street beginning at Locust Street and extending east to the city limits shall be ceremonially designated as the Staff Sergeant Denver Bull Randleman Memorial Highway. Section 2, this honorary designation shall not alter the official or legal name of East 9th Street for purposes of addressing, mapping, emergency services, postal delivery, or legal descriptions. Pass and approve this 20th day of January 2026.
City attorney's read the resolution, desire of the board.
Move for adoption.
Second.
Have a motion and a second. Any other discussion? Yes.
I'm gonna ask one more. When is his birthday?
No, November 20th, 1920.
Okay. Now, the reason I was asked, I was just thinking you can have something on his birthday or something. That just something that came to me. You know, have showing where you can go and view his movies and stuff. Plus, I don't remember that movie or nothing, that's all. But thank you. No, I don't remember the movie that you gave reference to, so.
Band of Brothers.
Okay, yeah, okay, but I would probably like to see some of it, so, okay. And I think that'd be good, you had a public showing, you know.
It's a 10-part miniseries, so it'll take a while.
All right, thank you.
All right, any other discussion? With desire of the board?
Motion to adopt.
Got a second? Motion is, oh, you motion
Yeah,
second? All right.
Just have no second.
No other discussion? We got a second on that, didn't you? Okay. No other discussion? Could you call the roll?
Director Roberts,
My honor and privilege to vote yes.
Director Harris,
Yes.
Director Hollebush,
Yes.
Assistant Mayor Brewer,
Yes.
Director Jewell,
Yes.
Mayor Brown.
Yes, the resolution passes. Moving to our last item is adopt an ordinance regulating truck stops. Jamie?
Okay, so, as you may or may not recall, some time ago, we were approached about possibility of banning truck stops inside the city limits altogether. And the planning commission felt because of the revenue generated by such businesses, that was not in the best interest of the city. So we came up with a plan to regulate truck stops, and it basically involved three parts. First, we are gonna utilize the mixed-use highway zone, which is part of the comprehensive plan. And that zone is designed for businesses that are dependent on high-traffic areas, like truck stops, travel centers, things like that. In November, the board passed and approved that mixed-use highway zone, so we have it in place. The second part of it is to adopt the truck stop part of the ordinance, which will regulate truck stops. So, the main points of this ordinance only applies to actual truck stops. You know, they're putting a Maverick in over, on the corner of State Line and I-30, where that old hotel was. That is not a truck stop. It does not have overnight parking. It doesn't have shower facilities. It doesn't have restaurants. That's not an actual truck stop. This just applies to traditional truck stops that have overnight parking. They may have minor repair facilities. They have truck scales. They have truck washes, showers. Some of them may have hotels associated with them. They must be located in the mixed-use highway zone, and the mixed-use highway zone is located along major corridors, like I-30, I-49. And the thought is to keep truck stops out of the heart of our city. They have to have one parking space per 200 square feet of public retail space. All parking ingress and egress must be paved. If they have a vehicle that's inoperable, it cannot remain there for more than 2 weeks. We don't want this to become a junkyard of trucks that don't run. And lighting has to reflect away from the adjacent residential areas. Before approval, they have to submit to us a site plan, a traffic impact study, a drainage study, a lighting plan, a security camera plan. We've already discussed lighting. Their signage has to comply with our ordinances. And while we do not require landscaping, it is encouraged, and most of these big places have some kind of landscaping anyway. Post-approval, before they can proceed, they have to have an approved driveway permit from whoever the appropriate agency is, if they're on interstate, from RDOT. You have to comply with all the state and federal regulations. They have to demonstrate to us that they're cooperating with state and federal agencies. Of course, they have to have approved certificate of occupancy. They have to have a security camera plan. That was a request put in here by the TAPD. And again, the lighting. And part of our considerations would be locations of other truck stops, which right now we only have one. Similar facilities that are in the area and adjacent zoning. We don't want to disrupt residential neighborhoods with a big truck stop. that's the part of the plan we're at now. The third part of the plan will be to rezone Flying J so it's in compliance. So it's, right now, Flying J will be a non-conforming structure, which means it can't build, and we don't want to tie their hands. So after we get this in place, we've already spoken to Flying J, to their legal department, and we will rezone them so they'll be a conforming structure, and we're not tying their hands in sand.
Jamie,
Go ahead.
hey, what's the projected economic impact for this?
I have no idea. We have not been approached
All right.
by anybody wanting to build an actual truck stop.
Okay.
I think what triggered this is the truck stop that Texas side put in over across from Denny's.
All right. Have we looked at their economic impact that they acquired?
Flying J produces a lot of revenue for
Yeah,
the city.
I know. That's the only question I had. Go ahead.
As far as, making the Flying J compliant, the road runner that's on Fourth State Fair Parkway, they've got truck parking in the back, and I don't know if that's a privately owned lot that's separate, but is that something that we would need to look at?
We can look at that. I don't consider that a truck stop. Because the Roadrunner lets trucks park back there. The Circle K across the street lets trucks park there.
The Roadrunner, they don't even fuel there.
Yeah, they don't.
And there is another adjacent lot behind it that is charging for parking now if you want to park.
Yeah.
That gravel
Look
lot.
at that.
We have a lot that are parked at the Dollar General on 71. They charge for it, but that's to keep the trucks out of the neighborhoods.
Would this cause issues for them? Would this cause them to be non-compliant with those
They're
lots?
not.
They're not a truck stop.
They're them an actual
Yeah.
truck stop. They don't have showers, they don't have truck skills, they don't have truck washes, they're not doing repairs.
Gotcha.
They have good burgers.
Yeah. Any other discussion?
Well, the truck stop is defined in the ordinance, right? Exactly what is a
Yes.
trust? Okay. Was, at planning and zoning, was there any kind of opposition to this or anything like that?
And like I said, this is more of a proactive thing. We've not had anyone approach us about truck stops. But we don't want a truck stop down in the middle of state line.
Right.
Well,
It's being proactive.
Right.
with this, with these kind of regulations, I doubt you're going to get one.
Well, most truck stops are gonna wanna be on the interstate or maybe thoroughfare.
I mean, if I'm not mistaken, we've got a new truck stop going in on the county side of 108 anyway. So. Any other discussion? Any other discussion? I remind the board, this is an ordinance to pass tonight. It would need to be read 3 times. If no other discussion, I'll instruct the city attorney to read the ordinance in its first reading in title form.
An ordinance amending the City of Texarkana, Arkansas Code of Ordinances to regulate the location and operation of truck stops within the mixed-use highway zone and for other purposes.
Ordinance has been read on its first reading. Desire to have it read on its second reading.
Second reading, abbreviated form, please.
Second.
Have a motion and a second for second reading. Any other discussion? Could you call the roll?
Director Roberts?
Yes.
Director Harris?
Yes.
Director Hullabush?
Yes.
Assistant Mayor Brewer?
Yes.
Director Jewell?
No.
Mayor Brown?
Yes.
An ordinance amending the City of Texarkana, Arkansas Code of Ordinances to regulate the location and operation of truck stops within the mixed-use highway zone and for other purposes.
Ordinance has been read on its second reading. Motion for third and final.
Third reading, abbreviated form.
Second.
Have a motion and a second. Any other discussion? Would you call the roll?
Director Roberts?
Yes.
Director Harris?
Yes.
Director Hullabush?
Yes.
Assistant Mayor Brewer?
Yes.
Director Jewell?
No.
Mayor Brown?
Yes.
An ordinance amending the City of Texarkana, Arkansas Code of Ordinances to regulate the location and operation of truck stops within the mixed-use highway zone and for other purposes.
Ordinance has been read on its third and final reading. Desire to adopt.
Motion to adopt.
Second.
We have a motion and a second to adopt. Prior to the board voting to adopt this particular ordinance, is there anyone here wishing to speak for or against? Seeing and hearing none, could you call the roll?
Director Roberts?
Yes.
Director Harris?
Yes.
Director Hollebush,
Yes.
Assistant Mayor Brewer,
Yes.
Director Jewell,
Yes.
Mayor Brown.
Yes, and the ordinance is adopted. Board commentary, is there any board member that wishes to address the board? Any board member? Director Harris.
I just want to inform the public, I wish, some people think that this is a paying position, but it's not. And you want to know why is Lena Harris getting a whole lot of crap from this not even a paying position? Sometimes I wonder that too, but I was talking to a guy today, and he was telling me sometimes it ain't about the money, it's maybe the other thing is more about the power, this come from this position, but I don't see this as a power position. But my other thing is, if you want to come, I wish people come up here and ask me, help me on trying to get more streets done in Ward 2. Like when I asked about, I'm just gonna name out a few, like Hayes Street, Mitchell Street, Baden Street, the street. Then when I asked the city manager about trying to do a housing study, because trying to help with the housing situation over in College Hill and Carmichael Hill area, maybe that would help us going out and getting money and stuff. But I wish people would come up here and ask those type of questions than trying to control what Lena Harris is saying or what Lena Harris is putting out there in the public on with this camera here. Because I remember at one time, they wasn't even showing the citizen communication meeting when the city was putting this on in the TV, when it was on that ACT channel. They wouldn't even show the whole board meeting. So that's why this camera here kind of started, because when I started out, I started just showing citizen communication. But now I do put the whole meeting, but that's really not what I'm getting at. But I just wish, when somebody come up here, just come, you look around in the community and stuff and see what the community need, and then come up there and ask, I'm on addressing those issues, like what streets not being done. I know we just went through a bond issue, and all the streets I just named, they not on nobody's, they on nobody's street study plans for get those streets done. But I know, and I think I named a lot of streets. I could name some more streets, but like I said, next time you do, look around the neighborhood and come argue and help me argue, and or you can call the city manager and ask, why when I put in a request, why is it a year or 2 years out? Why don't my request get done within maybe 6 months or a reasonable time? They just not did something over there on. They just not went around and did the neighborhood for us cleaning the curbs and stuff. And I know that was requested almost 2 years ago. And then I know there's some other issues. They just came and done over there on, which they should have been addressed when they did that street on Jones Street, how the pipe was caving in and the water was not draining out, I'm saying when you come forward, you just look around the neighborhood and come up here and argue about something that really gonna help the neighborhood. And thank you.
I would like to add one thing.
Yes, Director Roberts.
I don't know what the feasibility of this would be, or if we would address it in a workshop, or if we even could do it, but possibly establishing College Hill as a TIF district. Is that something that we could do, where we have, I know it's, Director Harris's, mainly it's all in his ward, but you got to go through there to get to my ward. And if we set it as a TIF district, it possibly could help with economic development. It could help with, there's going to be we know a certain amount of money there that we can spend in College Hill because, like I said, I don't represent College Hill, but I can definitely tell you College Hill needs help.
It's
tremendously bad.
Not a really TIF district. I'm gonna just say like 9th Street. It's another environment of what, I'm trying to think of that name of, because I brought that up before, by making 9th Street and part of each environment, something, I had to find the name, I can't remember the name right quick. It's something that when that street, like 9th Street or East Street, to make it a street that when somebody come, I guess the environment distress economic street, but that's not the name of it. But,
I know what you're talking about.
but like I said, until you do the housing study and the other study and go after the money that we should have went after 2 years ago, College Hill gonna continue being where it's looking the way it's looking, because a lot of stuff can get resolved with you, the city manager.
I can't answer your TIF district question right now, but I will check into it and let you know, for sure.
Thank you.
The only comment that I would make about that is there are a declining number of TIF districts across the state, and we're one of the few that have one of them left. And to convert to I'm not for sure we could convert an already established entity into a TIF district. Crossroads was initiated as a TIF district when it started.
But now, isn't it coming up for renewal?
It'll remain a TIF district till we dissolve
So
it.
we don't have to renew it.
We don't have to renew it. It's my understanding. I mean, we've looked into it for several years, but the point is that when you create that TIF district, all that would go into that TIF district fund would be those community members that are within the confines of that district's taxes. So my point is, it would be years before you could do anything with that money for that fund to build, to be able to just do that. And that's one of the issues that we have with Crossroads, is we have all these funds established in this TIF district, but it can only be spent there. But it took years to get it there. So it would be a disadvantage, in my opinion, to even start one over there, because they would be at a more advantage of having the revenue of the city combined than they would be in their own TIF district. It would be 10 or 15 years before you could fix one street.
I know what.
Yes.
I think the word enterprise zone, that's what you need to make it out of, an enterprise zone.
I'm not familiar with that, but
Okay. It's almost like a TIF different, but you,
Director Brewer has a couple of slides on a presentation.
All right, last week we was there at the Municipal League. We kind of went over to some of the points for the city to, that'll be advantageous. Right here, they're talking about the Municipal League Employee Defensive Driving Program. I'm not sure if we already have anything like this for the city to help with some type of discounts when it comes to like our insurance, what have you, or just safety protocol so we have less wrecks or Tyler, is this something we already have in place, or is this something we probably can maybe?
I'm sorry, I can't read it.
All it is
What
is
is it?
it's a defensive driving program, and they'll come down and train the city employees as well. And it's you can either send city employees to their location, or they come down here and train the city employees for defensive driving. For the I think what's stated is that the wrecks are like ranked like number one when it comes to like all the accidents. While employees are
This
working.
is an AML
Yes,
offering?
yes.
Do they reduce our insurance? by
That's something we
participating?
will have to negotiate, but that's, I just want to bring that to your attention, that maybe there's something we can look at and see how that would help us.
Yeah, certainly. Yeah, we've got safety programs in place, but if this is something that's going to benefit us additionally,
Yeah.
help us with insurance rates, whatever, yeah, we'll certainly check it out.
Great, thanks, I do appreciate it. Next slide, please. Also, we just finished talking about some of the areas that need to be improved in our community, in our neighborhoods. And we understand College Hill could use some improvement. We understand coming into East 9th Street could use some improvement. What's been presented is the Senate Bill 647, and that bill is titled for Economic Development Districts. When this Senate bill is passed, we'll be able to go in and apply. We'll be able to go and apply for different areas that we want to develop. So I just want to bring this to my constituents, bring this to you all's attention for your different wards or what have you. And so just be looking for Senate Bill 647.
Is this being proposed during this fiscal session or next General
No,
Assembly?
no, it'd be next, but just looking forward,
Yeah.
for economic progress and putting together an economic plan, because each ward has its own, areas that need to be improved. So just want to bring this to everyone's attention that you might want to just kind of keep an eye on this Senate bill. That's all I have, Mayor.
Anybody else? If not, the board will excuse all guests. We have a quick executive session to make some reappointments to our library board.
Somebody got a question over there.
Mayor, we have a citizen that would like to speak.
Yes? Hold on just a minute. Yes, ma'am.
Question over
Yes.
Okay, I would like to ask Mr. Harris about 3 questions, just real quick.
Okay.
Mr. Harris, you know who I am, and I know.
No, I don't know who you is. You can say who you are.
You know me.
No, I
Because
don't.
you blocked me on your phone.
Yeah, well, well,
But,
you said enough right there and then, so if I block you.
but why have you not attended anything trying to get grocery stores and drugstores and get College Hill back built back up? Why don't you work for it too?
You asked me a question?
Alright.
And where do you stay at first?
Why?
Where's your address at? May I ask, where's your address?
Yeah,
This your,
go right
are you
ahead,
a Ward
y'all.
two?
Go
Are
right
you a
ahead.
Ward 2 resident?
District 1.
Oh, okay, you in District 1 and you have been asking me? Oh, okay, I ain't got to say
Well,
nothing.
because you do not participate in trying to get more businesses into any district. Now, do you?
Ma'am, I do Business Appreciation Month every November.
It's a simple yes or no answer. Can you not do
I
it?
believe I do, but like I said, you in Ward 1, I really don't, that conversation should end right there.
Our District 1 man works all the time, but you haven't put an effort in to help in any way, because you walk around talking about other people.
Okay. Yes,
Ma'am,
sir.
I don't know why you entertain this.
Hey, let's just open it up. Hey, let's go right ahead.
I don't know why you entertain this. I guess because they attacked me, Mr. Merrill.
No, that don't have
And I
anything to do with
And
it.
I think that's why you.
Let me
didn't
tell
do
you,
this, because
what's
till
being
the
addressed,
administration is over with, and like I said, they can come next board meeting during their proper time and say what they got to say.
Because you won't say it.
all right, we're adjourned into executive session. Y'all, we